Start recording. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Good to have your company. Come on, grab a seat. It's fresh outside today. We're on the Nordic Gnomes. We're off to Norway again. Hey? Or Sweden. It's lovely up there. Oslo's lovely. Come on in. Ah, nectar. Good to have your company. Come on in. I'm sure I'm not alone, am I? There we are. I'm sure you're there. I just can't see you. I can feel your energy. Ah, what are we on today? Gnomes. More gnomes. We enjoyed those, didn't we? They're so good. Yeah, I really am enjoying those, and I know you are too. So today we're going to scale them down a bit because, I mean, the size that we drew them, you could put them on the side of a bus, couldn't you? Huge, huge. So I thought we'd learn how to downsize them. I think that would be a good thing to do. Stuart's in the building with you today. If you have any questions or if you're looking for anything, our friend Stuart is with you. Stuart, if you could just let me know that the sound is okay, that would be great. And then we'll be good to go. Sound is good. Thank you, Stuart. So there you go. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, let's just play it by ear, shall we? I've done my shoulder. My shoulder is really hurting, but that's okay. It's all right. It's just the shoulder. Could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Just a bit, you know what I mean. Be all right. Come on in. Good morning, everybody. Good to have your company. Yeah. Do you know that there are 108 people already in here, in this room? Can you imagine if there were 108, 112 of us, 4 more just turned up. Can you imagine there were 112 people in this room? It would be jamming, wouldn't it? Imagine that. 114, another 2 just squeezed it up the back. Yeah. I tell you what, there's a lot to be said. 118. I've just seen that button. It's taken me 9 months to find it. Wild. When we first started the SHAC, do you know there were over 500 of us in here? 124. 500. Now, if you can imagine, go to the open days, like in Crowborough. On the busiest day, on the Friday, on the busiest day, there are not 300 people in that room, and it's heaving, isn't it? 300. Yeah, realistically, maybe 350. Packed. Now, imagine how many 500 is. 139 now. 145. God, there must have been a little bundle at the door to get 6 in straight like that. I'm going to switch that off now. I'm going to switch that off. It's good to have your company, 148 of you. Isn't it lovely, eh? God, my shoulder. I must have been punching the air for some reason in the middle of the night. Now, before I forget, because you know that we're going to carry on, okay, through Christmas, and it will be fine. I'm not going anywhere, are you? So let's just crack on through Christmas. Why not? It's only an hour every couple of days, and if you don't come on the day because you're busy or, you know, whatever it is you're doing, or you're going for a walk, or you've got better things to do, I understand. But I think it will be good for you to know that there are going to be at least 165 of us here. You know, we're here if you want some company. Christmas Day on the Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's a Skype TV on Christmas Day at 9 o'clock on her chanda. So Christmas Day, right, which is the day where it'll be a bit weird for a lot of us because the family won't be there and so on. So as soon as you get out of bed, get yourself a mince pie and a cup of tea, head on over to Ho Chandra at 9 o'clock, settle down for a TV show. I'm with Catherine. Nice stamps. And then at 10 o'clock, flick the switch and it's Facebook Live in the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. stay home and craft. And that means that it'll be great, because if you want some company, we're all here to give you that company. And we'll have a good we could do some carol singing if you could cope with it. Are we allowed to do carol singing? I bet we are. Ho, ho, ho. Right? We've got to make the best of this situation. And you know, we all agree that it makes total sense to stay home and stay safe. I think all 190 people that are in here today all agree that, don't we? That it's better to just stay home and craft and safe, happy and creative. Okay? And so today, let's doodle some gnomes. Let's go on to those Nordic gnomes again. Shall we have a look? Cool, I did laugh about those teeth. What was I thinking when I added those gnashers? I'm going to call him Gnasher. Gnasher Good. The Good family. Gnasher Good. There's always one, isn't there? He's the one that always sits next to me on the bus. I wish he would now. I wish I could get on a bus. Do you know the one I mean? Look. If I'm on a bus and there's no one else on the bus and these three get on, I promise you that's the one that'll sit next to me. Good morning from Düsseldorf. Grüß dich, Gisela. Good, good, good. So today I started looking at some lovely kind of patterns, you know, like Scandinavian embroidery stuff. And I thought, well, keep it simple, because, you know, here's the 16 centimeters, you know, this is like an A4 piece of, you know, that's big. That's big. Do you know what that is? That's t-shirt size. That's like, be good. Huh? Be good, do good, feel good. I might make a t-shirt out of this. Wouldn't that make a great t-shirt? Hey, I reckon. For Christmas next year. I love it. I'm definitely going to make these into stamps. Now, should we make them into separate? Well, yeah, of course you would, wouldn't you? You'd make them into 3 separate stamps, so they can get together if they want to in masks, or they've got to social distance a little bit. Hey? My hope is that by next Christmas, they'll be able to give each other a really good hug. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to shrink these, and then we're going to, well, then we'll go from there, shall we? So we learned how to do plaits, didn't we? Figured out how to do plaits last time. What have I got here? I do want to warn you, or not warn you, tell you, give you the heads up. Warn, sounds awful. Warn, no, give you the heads up. The Pop-It postcards, right? I will be using these down the road for sure, because I think they're lovely for colouring in. And we've got Christmas ones, we've got flowery birthday ones. So we're going to use these for colouring in. Okay, one to colour, one to doodle. So this one will be nice. They're easy as well. They're lovely. Do you know what? These will make nice presents as well for someone, especially if you coloured one of them in. Oh, how nice! How nice. So if you want to get these, they're on a really good. They're a great price really for what they are. Top quality. And then you've got them when we start doodling the Pop-Its, because they're not free downloads. They're actually top quality card printed by us here in Kent. Yes, we're still going. We're still going, people. Oh, you got to laugh. Right, now, so this was the one we did. I really liked the way this one came out. Let me put a bit of white copy paper underneath. Remember, we had our little have a good time. We like him. I think we all would rather have him sit on a bus next to us than this one. Actually, at this point in the game, I'd be happy with either of them. Oh, that sounds a bit desperate. But you know what I mean. Oh dear. Look how they're holding hands. Ah, I know. And what I did with her, just let's have a little bit of detail. I was doing a bit of doodling. I thought she could wear one of those nice pinafores, you know, like dead Scandinavian, that is. Like a little, so she's got a stripey underneath, and then I put a big patchwork pocket on there with hearts. So we're going to learn how to make hearts out of dots and all sorts. Okay, but the first thing we're going to do is shrink them. So what do we need to do that? Hold on. I know I'm on top of this. I'm on top of this. I did this just now. Right, come on, cup of tea. Stop larking about, Gray. 232 of us now. You wouldn't be able to move in here, would you? Crazy. It's good though, isn't it? You think about it. We're much better together. Do you know that? We're much better together. We are, you know. And I think now, with the vaccine and everything, there's that light at the end of the tunnel now. Now more than ever, we're much better together, because now we must be vigilant, you know. The vast majority of us in the SHAC are on the priority list. We are either vulnerable. I'm tier, I think I'm number 7 on the list because of my age, 60 plus and what have you. But many of us will be tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3, you know, older, more vulnerable. And now's the time more than ever that we mustn't get impatient. We must stay patient. We must amuse ourselves. We must stay safe, happy and creative until such time as they can roll out the the vaccines. Dave and I had a chuckle this morning. I said, that poor Matt Hancock, you know, somebody said to him, well, how long will it be before me gets it? And it's like, well, just get to the back of the queue, you healthy 50-year-old woman. There's a lot of people in front of you. And then Dave and I were painting this picture. Poor Matt Hancock standing there with his podium, and somebody, one of the reporters going, so how long before I get my vaccine? You know, and there's a little little banner along the bottom going, 1 down, 65 million to go. You know, times 2, because apparently you get a booster shot, don't you? And then behind Matt Hancock's, there's this little white van, you know, like, not Yodel, because they kick the gear around, but a little tiny white van with a cardboard box in the back. Well, you know, we're ever hopeful. So, joking aside, now's the time to just calm it, Kermit. You know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Our turn will come. I looked it up. Apparently, you get invited. So when they're ready, they will let us know. We will get told when it's our turn. And I think it is what it is. You know, we wear the mask. We keep our distance. We do exactly what we've been doing the whole time. Because right now, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. And it's good, you know, and we don't want to screw it up right at the last knock-ins, do we? No, Mum, we don't. Okay? So, there you go. That's what I was thinking about when I woke up this morning. 258 people. Golly. Yeah, well, all right. And I'm not preaching. I just feel that it's really important that we hang together. We keep doodling. You know, we keep staying creative, be all right. And now we're going to shrink these little fellas. These good little people. Right, so you need a bit of copy paper. It's not like you need loads of stash, is it? So you're going to get a bit of copy paper. Look, and I'll go through, because I know a couple of you were confused with the measurements. So we'll go through it again today. And we'll go from large to small. It's really easy. I know a lot of you will just be able to hit the scale button, the 50%, 40%, 60%. But we're going to do the manual way, the mechanical way. We're working on tracing paper so that down the road, because I've got an idea, right, I'm going to show you. We're going to make a card. we're gonna make a card. Right, so we've got this fella, these three, and here, because you remember the line was at the nose, wasn't it? Which is how we ended up with him with his newspaper, have a good time, right? Let's put this under here so it's less confusing. Right, so let's just recap on the size and put my teacher hat on now. And I was never very good at maths, so, you know, have a heart. The maths teacher said I was useless. Fancy calling a kid useless. Can you imagine doing that now? Huh? I was useless. Useless. I still got my O-level though. I did. Fortunately, it was a multiple choice and I'm a witch. Right, call a kid useless. Right, 16, yeah, but what we did was we made a line where the nose was. So I'm just going to put a little line there because that was where we put the nose above. And if we look here, you'll see it was 10 centimetres. Let's look at the ropey one with old Nasher in it. Hang on, let's get Nasher out because I put all the measurements on this one. This is my rough, okay? This is the one where I have a bit of an experiment. So have a look. It's 10 centimetres to the nose, to underneath the nose, there. From the top of the hat to there, 10 centimetres. Then from the bottom of the nose down to the feet, 6 centimetres. So from top to bottom, right, hold this thought, 10 plus 6, even I can work that one out, 16, right? From top to bottom, 16 centimetres, okay? Cool. And then along the bottom here, what we did was, we did, I can remember, we did 5 plus 1. So each of these guys had a 6 centimetre block, right? 6, 12, 18. That's how it worked. So from one side to the other, it ended up being about 18, give or take an arm and a leg. Right? You understand? Good. So what we're going to do now is halve all that. If we're going to do a 50% reduction, then that 10 is going to be 5. That 6 from the nose down is going to be 3. And these are going to be, instead of 6 centimetres, they're going to be 3 centimetres. Right, just to, that's how you get, it's obvious. And because my maths is so rubbish, that's why we're going half the size. Because it's always, oh, can we do 60%? A bit complicated, right? So we're going to go half. I can do that easy. You know, I remember when they introduced VAT, and it went to 12 and 16. I was really happy when it went to 20% because I can work that out really fast, even if it costs me a bit more. Right, come on, stop larking about. What classes have I got on here? Okay, so we're going to take this, right? This is our reduced one. But what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a little map. Give ourselves a map. Right, so go and get a piece of clean tracing paper. There you go. Start with a piece of clean tracing paper. I'm worried that I'm going to pour this tea all over my work. I was watching a YouTube. I was watching a YouTube last night. I hadn't realised. I tell you what, I hadn't realised how friendly I am when we do this. I'm really friendly, aren't I? There was this woman doing this pottery YouTube. She was so miserable. And at the end she went, whatever. I was cracking up. You know, when you do YouTubes and you're a YouTuber, if you like, and you do this Facebook Live, you don't realise, I don't know if she was nervous or what, but she just walked away. She didn't say bye-bye either. She went, whatever. And that was the end of the video. I thought, cool, and there's me. Thanks, Stuart. Thanks for your company. Stay safe. Be good. Be good. Yeah, whatever. Try that. See if we get 200 and odd people in the building. I don't think so. Right, come on. It's funny, isn't it? Different strokes for different folks. Right, you ready? So the first thing we want to do is get it bang in the middle And this is going to be our template for all our cards going forward. That's the whole point. So if you look here, it's what we're going to do is put the noses in 9 centimeters from start to finish. So bang in the middle, right? Just do this. Make a line, 9 centimeters, 3, 3, 3. There you go. So you got 9 centimeters. That's the first thing we want to do, right? Because the noses, just for your orientation, are going to be bang in the middle-ish, like that, right? So now you've got your picture, really. That's all you need. Can you see this okay? Shall I come in a bit closer? Hang on. There we are. Okay. Are we happy with this? Are we okay? It's going to be easy. So now, right, 9 centimeters along here. I'll put 9 down there. So now you remember it. Right, that's 9 centimeters. There. What's 9 centimeters in inches? Well, let me find my ruler. I had it just now. Right, 9 centimeters in inches. There you go. Call it 3.5. Call it, you know, a generous 3.5 inches. So each of them is going to be about, yeah, whatever. Whatever 3.5 is divided. 1.5. 4.5. Yeah, you'll have to work it out. That's why we're using centimetres. So basically, each one's going to be about 1.25 inches. Okay, 1.25 inches. Let's not overcomplicate it. Yeah, there you go. 3 centimetres each. Now, get a Pergamano ruler. They're centimetres. Right, next one. What we're going to do now is measure the bodies down to the feet. That's only 3 centimetres. Because remember, on the biggie, on the big fellas, it was 6. So now we're going to halve it to 3. This is not technical. This isn't technical. This is just getting our template right. So now what we're going to do is give ourselves 3 centimetres up this side. There you go, to there. Make a mark. 3 centimetres to the noses. Yeah, and then on top of the 3 centimetres, these are the hats now. Where it was 10 centimetres before, now it's going to be 5 centimetres. So this is 5 and this is 3. Okay? And now you can make a little block if you like, there, like that. Right, so this is going to be your little box. 5 centimetres, 3 centimetres equals 8 centimetres altogether, because logically before it was 16 centimetres. Half of is 8. I know, I'm going to need a lie down after this. Right, is the sound okay? Cool. And that's it really. That's all you need to know. And what we could do now is just put the line in at the top. Like that, look. Oh, do you know what I've just figured out? What a result, right? This ruler is 5 centimetres wide. So if I lay that on the nose line, ish, right, and do that, that'll give me my top. Don't go higher than that line, I say, right? And then the bottom, oh, okay. Right, so if I turn that round, this is what I like about the grid on this one, right? If I turn this round, see the line here, the one that looks like a scar, right? So that is 1, 2, 3 of course it is, it's 3 centimetres in, duh. See, and if you do this, and you go like that, then that's where the feet are, and that's 3 centimetres, because that is 3 centimetres, that's 3 centimetres, that's 5 centimetres. Actually, I strongly recommend that you get this ruler now. I just worked that out all by, cool, I wish we'd had that when I was doing O-levels. Right, easy. And 9 centimetres is here. So that's about, it doesn't matter if you come out a little bit, but let's call it that. Now, see, that would be one hell of a card, wouldn't it? Look, let me come out a bit, just to give you the idea. Look how big that is, like my hand, look, 1, 2, 3. If you take this now, and let's just fast forward, I'm going to put my little people in place on top of my template, because I know it'll fit, because that's the template. See? So they sit on there like so. You can see that. Right, now let's get practical. If this is a 5 by 5 inch, these are card blanks, aren't they? Right, so that's a 5 by 5 and that's a 6 by 6. So let's say, even if you put this on there, it's still quite big, isn't it? There's not a lot of room around the outside unless he puts his arm down. Right? And you know, when we mat and layer in card making speak, okay, personally, I think that would be too big. It's almost like you've got to reduce it again or make a bigger card. See, now that to me sits right. I don't know about you, but when you look at that, doesn't that, right, if you look at that, doesn't that look more balanced? Hey, have a look there. Now, if you wanted to take the white one, the 5 by 5, and put that on, because that's what we do, isn't it? We mat and layer. So you could still use the 5 by 5 as your centerpiece, but to be honest, you'd still want to, you'd mat and layer it. Let me see if I've got a different colour going on there. Let me take black. Black's a bit, but it's the only one I've got in front of me. Yeah, just to show you matting and layering, because it's what gives the card. So you put that one on there, let's just say, and then you put these on there, and you'll see now from a compositional point of view, that's exactly what you want. Is that kind of, that'd work for me. Yeah? There you go. Cool. When we make these into stamps, we'll make them 3 different sizes. That's what we'll do. So that you can make little cards, little tags, big cards, you know. But for the moment, this is where we're going. Right, are you ready? So we need, you've got your template. I'm just waffling to give you a chance to get your template right. Right? So you've got that. 3 meters, 5 meters, 9 centimeters. Double decker Red Rover. 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 9 centimeters. 3 centimeters each. Okay. Nose in the middle, above the line, and off we go again. So we can take Nasha. Let's take these 2. These are lovely, right? And we're going to transfer these now. Right, you ready? This won't take long. So we're going to redraw each of them, because there's no way to rescale this. We've got our composition now. So now what we're going to do is draw. Again, I would always start in the middle, only because, well, for obvious reasons really. Should we go again? Downsizing, and I'm going to go like that so that you can see it while we work. Don't worry about him. Is this all right? Yeah, it makes sense. We've got to do this. We've got to do this if we're going to make a nice card. Right, so let's go in tighter. Okay. And let's do this fella first. So this is do good, yeah, in the middle. So there's his nose. So off we go again. And his hat isn't at the top, because you see, look, the hat is about there, isn't it, on this guy? So what we're going to do is let's bring the hat down again, where there's the nose, look. So the hat comes down to about there, and we're going to bring him down like that. Am I working on a clean piece, or am I working on my template? I'm working on my template. That's not so smart. Right? Don't do what I just did, friends, because this is going to be my template forever. This is my forever template. Okay? So I need a bit of, I'm going to put that underneath a clean piece of, there you go. Now I've got my, yeah? Wait, what's happened there? Let me check. Let me go to a different camera. Oh, that went a bit spacey. What's happened to the camera? What, have I broken it? Have I broken the camera? Oh, Barbara, hang on. Let me put a picture in so that you can focus on something. Come on. There we are. Sorry about that. Nasha. Right, went in too tight. Hope that didn't space you out too much. Right, so we're working on a clean piece. We've got our pencil. I'm just using an HB. HB, sharpened, and then off we go. This won't take long. Right, do good first. Let's go. You ready? So down we go with that bit, down we go with that bit, and then we're going to come up over the top, bit of doodling. That'll do. That'll doodle. Right, don't want to make him too big. The smaller the better, really, isn't it? So let's just do his hat. There you are. And then he's going to come round here like that, and then that'll be nice. And then up he goes there like that. Cool. So that's the bit coming down the back, because this is all the bit that we're going to decorate. And then there's his nose. We need to transfer his nose in, and then after the nose, bearing in mind this is the only area he's got, so you can't go beyond that. Then we're going to put his feet in. I think we'll put his feet in, and he's astride, isn't he? See, I don't know how you feel about this, but I find it easier to draw in large scale than I do in small scale. So let's just get the shapes in first. So we've got him in, and he's got quite a big moustache. That's the key, isn't it? So he's going to come down like that. Let's just put a big moustache in, and then we can always fill the beard in afterwards. Yeah, and then you've got all your bits and pieces, all your beardy bits. That's it. Just do that. That'll do. Right, and then let's just come down in there like that. Be nice. Be lovely. Right. Then you're going to bring this in like so. And then we can jazz that up afterwards. Right, so we know what we're doing there. And then we just need the big cloak, this one. So it goes as far as the 3-inch line, the 3 centimetre line, sorry. Right, there you go. So sweep in his clothes like that. And then up, because it's way too big. Yeah, right. So do you find it easier to work on a smaller? He's got his hands behind his back like that. There you go. Cool. That one's behind his back. That works, doesn't it? Didn't he coming together nicely, isn't he? And then this one, he's holding her hand. So we'll leave that one for the minute. So that's him sorted. Good. Let's see if I can, without damaging the camera, let's see if we can come in a bit closer. Is that all right? Okay, so now we've done him. Let's go to Gertrude. Not Gertrude. Be good. Okay. To be good. I just want to, without keep running my hand over the crease, because I'm just gonna. Right, now we're looking at Fanny. Be good. Now her hat's a lot taller. Let's get the old Napoleonic thing going first, right? She looks like one of those flying nuns. So this comes down quite a lot under the nose. Look, bring down your bit here. He's coming down even further than that. Right. So her hat's going to be like that. Is that a bit extreme? No, that'll do. Right, and then up we go again. And then down. It's like a buffalo. God, do you know, I just had a thought. Those Highland, you know the Highland cows with the, it's nearly there, isn't it? You could put a ring through the nose. Do you know those, you know the hat, God dear, I need a holiday. You know those beautiful Highland cows? With the yeah. God, maybe we could think about doing something like that. Right, so now let's have a look. Top of the hat's going to be up here. So down it comes. She's got plaits. Remember we had this yesterday. So she needs a little bit more space for her hair, because she's got big hair, hasn't she? Big hair. That looks a bit ropey. So we come down like that, and then we'll give her a little bit more of a bit more space for her big plaits. You cool? Come over here a bit so you can see her. Right, so there's our plait coming on. Now, do you remember when we did the plaits yesterday? Let's get the feet in. Feet first. Put a little feet in. She's got her knees together because it's freezing. That'll do. Isn't that amazing what you can see that when you use your imagination. So what we'll do is, we'll get the plaits in. Yeah? So if we put the plait's going to come to about there. Do you remember the zigzags? Right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. It's 90-degree zigzags. So you're going to come, the plait's going to be a bit further over. Elastic band's got to move. I feel like I'm repeating myself, and that's probably because I am. However, I think that's all right because, right, zigzags, zig-zag, getting smaller, because otherwise this is going to be one hell of a plait. She won't be able to lift her head. Right, go again. To here. Yeah. Here we go. 90-degree zigzags. Oh no, see, she's obviously got the parting in the wrong place because this is a lot fatter. Right, a bit of symmetry, great. 1, 2, 3. Right, here we go. Right, tiny, going tiny now. See, when you draw in small, see, to be able to go from something big to something half the size, it's quite a skill, you know. Just go down like that. Let's give the sides of the plaits. Oh, fat old plait. It's a fat old plait, that one. It's all right. That'll do. Are we on it? Have I still got your company? Right, and now what we're going to do is extend the zigzag. So it comes out like that, look, like that. There we go. Pull that out to the sideline. And then do the same on the other side. Just pull it out like that to the side. And then suddenly, lo and behold, you've got a really big fat Nordic plait. We were watching the Vikings the other night. It's a bit too gruesome for me though. I can't cope with that at the moment. My nerves are shot. I certainly can't handle that kind of blood, and you know, that gratuitous violence that you see so often on television now. It's like, nah, give me Morecambe and Wise any day of the week over that kind of sturf. Yeah, amazing, really. I tell you what, I had a bit of an epiphany the other day. I was watching Anna Karenina. I want to make this. Have you seen that with Keira Knightley? Beautiful. Anna Karenina, Leo Tolstoy. It's a film. I read the book a long time ago, but it brought it home to me in the film, right? Because I thought, really? I mean, spoiler alert here, right? It's not, the plot's pretty standard, right? There's not that much going on. It's a society, a Russian society lady. I mean, it's very political for sure. I can see why it has such, you know, acclaim as a novel. It was his best, apparently. But it makes you realise how nowadays there's got to be so much action and blood and guts and gore. In this Leo Tolstoy masterpiece, which is what it was like a character study of Anna Karenina, you know, and women in society in Russia in the 1700s. But it was just fascinating, I found, to think about how differently humans now, how much more visual stimulus or excitement we need. If you served up Anna Karenina now, or you know, A Day in the Life of Ivan Solzhenitsyn, you know, it's a 24-hour period, you know, I don't know if it would be a bestseller now. Do you know what I mean? I think people would they want more action, they need more visual stimulus, or I don't know, it's weird. But it was I loved it. I thought the film was just done beautifully. But there are plaits. Yeah, Keira Knightley, very good indeed. But yeah, so going back to why am I telling you about Karenina? Right, yeah, that's right, because I felt that's too fat. That's a hell of a scarf. I just found that the Vikings as a program, it was just so violent. It was like, oh no, go. You know, I mean, the clue's in the name. They do have a bit of a reputation, don't they? So I gave it up because it was making me anxious. I thought, no, it's no good. If you're getting anxious about something, you've got to question the source, haven't you? How wholesome is this, you know? So maybe another time. I'm sure it's very well done. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones, but I had a different head on when I watched Game of Thrones. I wasn't in the middle of a pandemic, were we? And that was pretty extreme. But having said that, now let's put her pinafore on, right? So she's got way too much cloth down the bottom, so it's really gathered up here, okay? And we're going to bring her pinafore in like this and round the back, so it's in, so you can see a bit of the stripe on there as well. There, can you see? This is ever so pretty. And then we're going to put her arm out. So her arm comes round here. Here's her shoulder. No, not that far up. There you go. We'll put a little arm in, not too long. Blimey, her arms are long, aren't they? There we are. Yes, I don't know about you, but at the moment I'm having to be very vigilant about what I feed my poor, tired little head. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's get their arms right. So he's holding her hand. Right, there's his outfit. Now he's got his arm down. Like that, he's holding her hand, so he's got to get his cuff in place. Right, that's his, let's get his hand in. He's only got little tiny mitts, look, give him a bigger hand than that. He's a Nordic gnome, Barbara. Give him a bigger hand. You wouldn't want old hands with a little... He's got to have a proper hand, he's a Nordic Viking. Right, and then we're going to bring her arm down. But her little hand, do you remember? He's holding her, there you go. So he's holding her hand, that's her little fingers in underneath, just gripping through there. And we will be able to accentuate that with colour, because she'll have like red gloves on or something like that. And then you see when you put the stripes in, like that, the stripes will come through there as well. And we can always, you can see it better on the big one, see? But I like that, don't you? So we've got her hat in. There we go. Perfect. So their hat, his hat, her, she's definitely a girl. Or if it's a bloke, he needs a haircut. And then we could put a big patch pocket down there. That'd be nice. Patch pocket. There you go. Sorted. Right. Numero dos. That's be good, do good, and now we've got feel good. We've got this one. When we did feel good, we had a bit of an epiphany on Monday, didn't we? So it's up to us now, whether or not we decide to use oh happy, this one, or this one. Have a good time. I'm going to stick with the banner, I think. He's nice. Otherwise it's all hair, isn't it? Oh, Barbara. Right. So let's take this one and let's look at this one. This is the hat that we're going to use. Le chapeau. I like this one. Okay. Do you use tracing paper or are you going straight to copy paper? Now, so don't worry about his teeth. I know he's frightening. We're going to go with, move him over a little bit so you can see him. Right, so this hat, like that. Now, should we move? Let's use the other one. I can't stand his teeth. There we go. He's better. Right, have you got the noses in? Let me just check that we've put the noses in. Yeah, right, nose first. this is going to have some little eyes as well, little laughing eyes. So make the little crescents there. There we go. And then we can tuck the hat right round his head, right? So in we go, like that. Make him really tiny, like that. Big nose, big smile. Decide how big you want his face to be. Maybe not so in. Like a kind of a moon, like that. That's better. That's better. Right, we can always tart that up afterwards. And then we're going to give him a bit more of a expensive Norwegian skiing hat. There we go. So his one is going to come up like that. Yeah, here we go. Just do it. Great. Nice. Nice swirl. Okay. So that's that one. And then we can put in the lines when we decide on the patterns. And he's going to, let's give him a little sparkling in his eye. There. Now he looks a bit happier. Okay, you can see that okay? And then, of course, we're going to go, this is easier, with the banner, or whatever we decide. Let's put his feet in. Feet next. All the feet are on the same level. There we go. And we put him in. And now we've done it in miniature, which I think is a good learning exercise, isn't it? There we go. And then we'll put his hands round there. There's one hand, one mitt, and there's the other mitt. Cool. Sorted. So he was easy. And then we can decide on the writing when we've decided, can't we? Did you find it easier the second time round? Oh, hang on. And that's his clogger. There we are. Then he's got his little outfit underneath, hasn't he? So he's going to be all bunched up as well, like that. There you go. And there's his little, whatever we're going to say. Feel good. Have a good time. Be good. So now, let's see what we've got when we remove our template. Great, isn't it? So now we've got our guys, and they're half the size. You wouldn't think that that was half, but it is. How about that? So, should we have a little bit of tea and have a think about the next plan? Come on. Come on, let's have a cup of tea. Mine's cold already. I'm taking the afternoon off. I've got to clear up from all the weekend's TV because it's still all piled up behind the telly. Oh, it does look like a mess. And I think if I tidy that up, then I'll feel a little less anxious, because I have got a little bit of anxious stuff going on at the moment, a bit of anxiety. And I don't know why. Nothing's changed. Isn't it weird? You wake up and it's so strange. You wake up and nothing's different. Nothing has changed. Just something up here. The traffic in my head's going all over. It's like a washing machine. But all the time I'm focusing on these little fellas, I'm okay. I'm good. It's weird, isn't it, how it works? But I feel that anxiety levels are higher now with most of the people that I'm in touch with than all year. It just seems to be building up, you know. So we have to counter that, don't we? And stay positive and smile and do what makes you feel less stressed. If something's making you feel stressed, don't do it. If watching a film or listening to the news is making you nervous, don't watch it. You know, it's that easy, isn't it? Really. I can only speak for myself, but that's what, you know, that makes sense to me. And I've kind of accepted now that Christmas is cancelled, and you know, I'm resigned to that, and I'm gonna enjoy my time off. Get a bit of pottery in. So now we've got these little guys. What we want to do, I would suggest, this is only my thought on this, that we transfer these to whatever surface we're going to do now. Rather than do all the patterns on our template, because the template is really just the shape. The patterns, it'd be easier to do them on the card afterwards, in my opinion. So now we've got this, let's translate this shape to card. Now, have you got a piece of card handy? What are you going to use? See, I think I'm going to go with a 5 by 5 inch piece of white card. And I'm going to transfer the shape to that. So the first thing I've got to do, otherwise they're all going to be in reverse. If I just take my little people now, if I take my little people and flip them over, then all of a sudden Feel Good's at the front and doesn't make sense. So what I've got to do is I've got to do a double reverse. So now, in order to get this right, I need a soft pencil. So I used an HB. I think I'll use a, what have I got here? Oh, they're all the H's. See, not a problem, but what's happening to me, I'm falling from one job to the other. That's what's happening. Do you know, it's obvious why when you stop and think about it, it's obvious why I'm anxious. See, I've got my forever template here, so I can do it again and again. And provided the noses are in the same place, I can do different hats. That's what I'm trying to say. The noses are always in the same place. The dimension, the proportions are always the same. The way the hats go, the shape of the hats, the outfits, I can change that, but always. So it's like you can do a whole collection of a set, a mix and match, and they're all the same but different, you know. And if you've got the hooters, the noses in exactly the same places, very pleasing, very pleasing. You can do a whole set of 5 of them. Right, in fact, I think I will. So the first thing we've got to do is, if this is the way they're set like that, I've got to turn this over and I've got to apply graphite with a softer pencil to this side, so that then I've got something to, yeah? So now I'm going to just put, this is a 2B, only because I can't find my 4B. It'll be somewhere. And I think if I see, the HB doesn't hardly give you a, I'm not interested in the transfer of this. What I'm trying to do is put some lead or graphite on this side of my drawing so that it's good to go when I transfer it. Right, here we go. So this won't take long, I just want the shape. Yeah, so for me, I'm having to work extra hard at the moment at staying calm, you know, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't think so though. Yeah, I'm having to work hard at it. And I know it will be fine. I just think we have good days, we have growing days. And at the moment I'm having a bit of a growing week. Right, there you go. So then the plaits, now's the time, if I wanted to thin them out, now's the time to do it, isn't it? Yeah, this will work. Just use your plait. There we go. I think the thing is to take your time when you're going small as well, like this. I think smaller is, and in a minute I'll use a sharp pencil to get my lines back. There you go. You all right with this? See, I've got a bit of a pattern, you know, transfer going, but it's the wrong way around. So I've got to I've got to go the right way. Here we are. That's it. I've got to get it round the right way, otherwise my Good family are back to front. That'll do. So let's just get the shape. And then what you could do, this would be fun, on if you could transfer it on Friday, maybe you'll have a chance. I'll do it. I'll transfer mine if I don't have time now. Right, there's his, let me just look at what I'm doing here. There's his arm, there's his hand, there's her little fingers coming through the back there. There you go. And then she's got her arm there. Yeah, that's it. And I'm just transferring lead to the back now to turn it round. And of course I could use well, no, I couldn't use a light wave, could I? He looks a bit ropey as well. I'm going to have to work on him a bit. He looks a bit weird. His eyes are a bit... I'll change his eyes. I'm going to change him a bit. I don't like his face. He looks a bit weird. But I will change his face. Because this is always the point at which you can. There we go. Let's get his newspaper or whatever it is he's got. Get the right shape. Get his feet in. Bit of clothing. There we are. His eyes look a bit ropey, don't they? I preferred the other one that I did. Not the frightening one. Oh, I see. Okay, I know what it is. His hat's too high up. That's why his eyes look weird. He looks like a little... Why am I rubbing it out from the back? That's useful. Let's take his eyes out there. And bring his hat down a bit further. I think that's what I've got to do. Move his hat down. So if you're going to do it, now's the time. Okay, so let's bring his hat down a bit further. And then his eyes. Okay, and I've gone quiet because I'm making a bit of a haulix of this. So there's his eyes. It still looks a bit ropey. He looks like he's had too many nights out on the tiles. Yeah, you are the one, aren't you, you little troublemaker? You're the one. Let me just sort his eyes out because he really doesn't look too good, does he? He's been out on the tiles, our little good friend. Maybe I'll make his nose a bit bigger. Maybe I'll make his... You know what it is? Let's forget the hat for a minute and let's sort the... This is what's happening. I'm going to come down further with the hat. Because look, they haven't even got eyes out. So let's get the hat down further. And then you've got his little eyes peeping. That'll do. Not cross-eyed grey. That'll do. Right, so we've got him in play. So now we've got all that going on. Then you see, you take that and you flip it to the card. And this is going to be, what I'm going to do is take a 5 by 5 inch card. Oh, hold on. Right. I will trim it because I find this is by far the easiest way to get. I'll just trim the fold of the card. See, so I've got, voila, 2. And I'll just take a little sliver off the other side as well so that it squares it up a bit. And then it's just a tad shy of 5 by 5. So each 5 by 5 card blank gives me two fronts, 2 card fronts. Basic, isn't it? Basic. Right. And that's the sort of card, just white basic card, that I want to transfer my little people onto. Yeah, look, this is going to look cool. Now we're cooking with gas. So that's going to sit right there. And of course, I've put all the graphite on that side now. So if I take a bit of masking tape, just to hold it in place while I'm working, yeah, so I can decide what I'm going to do is just put a bit of masking tape on here like that, on the back. And then when I press that down, now's the time to decide, where am I going to put their names? Along the bottom? I think I'm going to just decide, because this is the point. Do you know what would help, Barbara? Oh, God. If you made that straight, the masking tape's pissed, and then you're battling, your eyes are battling with straightness. It's like, come on, Barbara, for God, Bennett. Now it'll work. Okay. See, and then it's as if by magic, it holds it in place. So this is going to be the transfer job, and I'm going back to, let's see, if I go back to a harder pencil now, I know, if you've got an HB, just go with an HB, you'll figure it out. I'm going to go with an H. Let me take an H. 4H, that's very hard. Let's see what happens. I haven't used a 4H yet, so it's nice and sharp. See what happens if I use a 4H. I'll start on this side and I'll work my way around. And if let's see if this works. Oh yeah, check it out. Right, okay, 4H it is. So I've got, now I'm just going to come round here and I'm going to just transfer the traced lines. You got to know you like the picture though at this point. See, I'm still a bit about his head, his face. So I'm going to ignore it, because I'm going to draw that in afterwards. Just getting the right shape, getting the right... Yeah, I'm still not thrilled with him. If he sat down next to me on the bus, I'd wonder. See, but I've got the shape in. That's all I want. There we go. So, and what we'll do is, on Friday at 10 o'clock, we'll have our three little fellas all ready to go. Oh, hello. And then what we'll do is we'll decorate, and we'll probably have time to colour too. So what we'll do is we'll take our Goose family and we'll sort out their outfits. I've got some nice little cross-stitch tricks that I want to show you. Well, we can do that, can't we? Today, the plan was just to learn how to reduce artwork to a much smaller size and then transfer it. So we've done that. Mission accomplished. That's good. I think that's important as well, you know, that if you're feeling anxious, lists are good. Make a list of all the things that you need to do. You've got to write all those Christmas cards. You've got to make those Christmas cards. You've got to buy those presents for those people. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. Unless you write it down, it will start to pile up in your head. Look, isn't that great? It will start to pile up in your head, and I think that's what's happening with me, because even though Christmas is cancelled, of course it isn't, it's just cancelled at the house. But so I know that if I make a list and then I start ticking the list and say, right, that's done, that's done, that's done, tick that box, that's done, and you'll find that that calms you down, because, you know, I know the very worst case scenario, I know in the past when I've been having a total meltdown, I always call it the knicker drawer syndrome. And then I go and sort out my knicker drawer, and I just fold them, all the knickers and the bras, and I put them all in well, I've only got black and white, but way too much information. But what I mean is, I sort out my knicker drawer, right? And what that does is, it calms me, because I've got a bit more. I've got a bit of control, even if it's only my knicker drawer that I've got control over. I've ordered it. I've got some control, some order in my life, and it's the same with the cutlery drawer. If the knicker drawer is too graphic, go to the cutlery drawer. And if the cutlery drawers, if you're still feeling a little bit anxious, sort your socks out. Sort someone's socks out. But you'll find that it's ticking boxes. Make a list of things to do and then start ticking boxes. there you go. I've pretty much got my shape in now, and I'm ready to decorate these lovely people. Do you like? I've got all the beards still to do, but the basic shapes are in now. And so I know now that I can take that and I can finish it. It's the right size. It's ready to be inked. But don't worry about the patterns, because I've got what I wanted to do is make the patterns on the colour. So I wanted to make them in white on red or blue on, you know what I mean? So if you are going to zoom ahead, that's fine, right? But know that we're coming back and doing it in white. I want to see if it works. I think it will look really nice. In my mind's eye, I see these little guys in a red hat with white on it. So that's on my list of things to check before Friday at 10 o'clock. So I hope that was helpful. And on Friday, that's what we're going to do. We're going to ink up what we need to ink, and then we'll start on the colour. Okay, so this may roll into next week, and I'm cool with that if you are. I'm cool with that if you are. Primarily, it's about keeping each other company and giving our heads a creative bit of yoga, really, isn't it? It's just something to think about, something that makes you smile. And these little good figures are great, aren't they? So stay safe. Try and get up to where I'm at here, and then put your figure just in pencil, and then we'll ink. We'll get the old ink out, and we'll do the inking and the colouring on Friday and possibly Monday as well. Okay, and that will give us plenty of time to get your pop-it postcards out to you if you want them. So lots of love. Thank you for your company. And Stuart, thank you for your help. Take care. I'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.